Hey guys, Gina here. This is the first layout that I'm creating for the March Studio Calico kit. And the minute I saw this Tim and Beck paper, I knew exactly what photo and what theme, if you will, I wanted to scrapbook. I'm going through my 6x6 pads, and I picked out this one by it's on my mind's eye. It's called Vanity Fair, and I'm pulling out a few of these pattern papers that I think will work with this Tim and Beck paper. So again, like I said in my Kill the Kit final video for February, I start with a basis from the Studio Calico kit, but then definitely pull a lot of other things from my stash as I'm going through that. I just want to pull that layout out so I can talk somewhat intelligently about what I'm doing here. So basically I took some of that pattern paper, and here what I'm doing is I have all of these 4x6 mat stacks, and I realized that I've been using, cardstock to mat all my photos. And I'm like, why am I doing that? You have all these mat stacks. I am using the mat stack now to actually mat the photo. So they're already cut down to 4x6. So why not use them, right? Or 4.5 by 6.5, or whatever that measurement is. So this is Tattern Time. This is from DCWV. And I'm just making notes here about what I'm using in my notebook. And the notebook with, I used Tracy's idea about having a checklist of things that you do for each of your layouts, but I put my own labels so that I could put them and keep them in my notebook. So that's what I did. And so I'm going to trim the manufacturing strip off the bottom of this Tim and Beck paper. And then I'm going to use that. Vellum is left over from the February kit. So I'm using that up, so that'll be gone. And then I'm just trimming up these 6x6 pieces from the My Mind's Eye. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting a cold or something. I don't know what's going on. I trimmed up those 6x6 pieces from the My Mind's Eye kit, the 6x6 pad, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to use both pages or just one page, and I'm just, I'm doing my typical fiddling thing here just to lay it all out and see if it works. This is a picture of my niece Madison, and she's coloring. And I have to be honest, Madison is, addicted to coloring. She comes over the house, and that's basically all she does. She's constantly writing, she's constantly drawing, coloring, all of that kind of stuff. So as soon as I saw this paper from Tim and Beck, I truly thought about the artist in Madison. Because it's just, I don't know, it has an arty kind of feel to it, I thought, and it says color and you know, um, it says color down there in the the lower right hand corner, and it kind of looks like colored pencils colored in, and it gave me an art feel. So I definitely wanted to use this to capture Madison and her love of art. And these are some really old Prima printable words that say art. And then that banner that goes down the side is a Making Memories page mark, and it's called Champagne Flower, and that is super duper old. I got that in a grab bag from Michael's, and I don't know, I threw the packaging away, so I don't exactly know how old it is, but it was super duper old. Let's just say that. Using a little bit of washi tape to give my title somewhere to sit here, and the title is going to be Art is Her World. And I'm just fiddling now with where I'm going to put the title. And I'm going to use these stickers. And I don't know if you guys, let me know if you guys have trouble with these stickers too. They have no adhesive on them whatsoever. They don't even stick to the backing sheet. They just fall off, which is fine, I guess. It doesn't bother me so much because I always add adhesive to the back of my chipboard thickers anyway, so that part of it doesn't bother me so much. But to keep them in the packages, I don't know. There's something, and it's funny because my turquoise ones that are the same style don't do this. So I don't know. Who knows? So I'm alternating the different colors of the pink that I have in that thickers for the her world, and I put the art there. And now I'm going to lay this banner down on the left-hand side of the photo, and that's going to add some gold. And you can see some gold in the background paper, but this is going to add some gold, and I'm going to get a brainchild in a minute that I'm going to I went back and forth a lot about whether or not to color that word art. And I decided no, I liked it canvas. But then once I added the gold on the other side of the photo, I really thought that it needed something else. So we'll come back to that. But a little bit more washi tape. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it. And I really wanted to use these tassels that you see laying there. They're from Pink Paisley, and I really wanted to use them, but it didn't work. I couldn't get them to work on this layout at all. So they're still sitting on my scrap desk, and I hope to be able to use them because they're another one of those old embellishments that I've had sitting around for a while that I want to finally get on a page. And here you can see I'm adding adhesive to the back of these chipboard stickers, thickers, and I would have done that anyway, but I just find it hard to believe that these things aren't even sticking to the backing sheet. Like, it's the weirdest. It's the weirdest thing. But anyway, we'll make it work. I'm all about making it work. Thank you, Tim Gunn, for coining that phrase. So I'm just, and I probably should have cut some of this out. But typically this layout took about an hour from start to finish because I had a very clear vision of the embellishments that I wanted to use and the papers and what I want, the title and all of that. It was a very clear vision. So, so it only took about an hour. So when I condensed this video, because I speed my videos up to 4 times the speed at which I scrapbook, it came down to like 15 minutes. So I was like, I don't know. So let's see how long is it actually. Yeah, I mean, it's not a very long video at all. So I'm looking through the embellishments that are available from the Studio Calico kit. Just looking at these flags that came. They are from Basic Gray. Those flags, they're from knee-highs and bow ties. They're called flags. And I had that knee-highs and both of them. I had knee-highs and bow ties in my cart at 2Ps, and I got rid of them. I took them out of the cart, and I hope that I don't regret that. Because I just ordered so many boy-girl collections that I thought, another one. So this ribbon, I don't know. I mean, the more you guys use bow ties and knee-highs, I might, have to give in and order them. But, the paper situation is out of control. So I'm going to add some of this ribbon. This is American Crafts. It's premium ribbon. I'm not sure which collection it's from, but it came in the kit. So I'm using that to add a little bit more color and more definition to the ledge, if you will, that the title's sitting on. And I used the tiny stickers that are available, and I believe they're from Basic Gray. They didn't have packaging in the kit, but I believe they're Basic Gray little micro stickers, and I use them to put the word "to" on there. I'm just adding a little bit of washi tape and thinking about where I want to use these flags. And then I think I'm gonna add a little bit more ribbon. I apologize for the shadows here. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna just add a flag shape to this ribbon and then put it up underneath that, or over top, above. Yeah. So I actually put the ribbon below the washi tape, and then I'm going to add some more washi tape below that ribbon as well to bring that pink up into that even more up into that corner. So I thought about using the flare buttons that were included in the kit, and they didn't work out. Here's where I'm looking, and I'm struggling with this whole gold situation because there's a lot of gold in that ribbon border thing that I used, and even though there is gold up in the background paper itself, it's not a part of a embellishment cluster. So I really felt like I needed to add gold into the main the main cluster of the page. So I pulled out this Color Shine from Heidi Swap in the gold lame, and I'm just using a paintbrush and I'm painting over the word art. And then when I put down those wood veneer flags, I'm also going to paint those with the gold, and it doesn't really, and here I'm splattering some, and I get this ink right on my photo. I'm not so good about covering the photo when I'm splattering. So here I'm going to take a baby wipe and try really hard to get that off. And I actually end up covering that spot up with one of those flags, so it doesn't really look that bad. But I really need to get better about covering my photo up before I do some before I do some splattering of ink. And here I am. I want to use those tassels, but they're not working. Here I'm going to do my journaling, because now typically when I hit a point where I'm like, I don't know what to do, I just say, you know what, we're going to do the journaling, and just put that down, get it down. And it's hard for me to believe that, like, when some of my first journals, for some, okay, I can't talk today. On some of my first layouts, I didn't put journaling on them at all. So, where am I off to? I don't know. I guess we're just going to chat while I'm off doing whatever it is I'm doing. Well, this is pretty pathetic, huh? Oh dear. Oh, okay. More gold. I'm looking for more gold to add, so I went and pulled the sunflower. They're from Queen and Company. They're little pearl, like, I don't know, pearl-esque sort of gems or whatever. And so I'm really looking for a way to add more gold. And then I remembered that I had these Cosmo Cricut words, these tiny text words, and they're all art kind of related. So I wanted to see if I could use those on this page. And I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at them and playing around with them to see which ones are going to work. Because I know I want to use them, but then I wish I had thought about them before. I mean, I knew I had them when I started this layout. I just didn't think there was going to be a way to incorporate them. But then as the layout moved on, I was like, no, we really can put them on there. But I really wish I had incorporated them earlier so that they would have, it works out in the end as it typically always does. It's very rare that I make a layout and at the end I'm like, oh dear, that's terrible. Because somehow, you just keep fiddling with it, and the more you play with it, it eventually comes together. Or I'm delusional and just get, impatient and think it comes together. But either way, it's in the book, so that makes me a happy girl. So I'm using these little gems, and they're like pearls. I mean, they're not like gems. They're gold pearl looking embellishment, and I really like that tag there says she had colorful dreams. And I decide that I'm going to put this up on foam adhesive. But then if I'm going to realize here that if I put it there, it's going to look a little awkward. I'm going to lay it down and then realize that it's a little awkward up there. At some point, we're going to realize that it looks a little awkward. I'm going to add some washi tape. There you go. I'm going to lift it up and add a little bit more washi tape just to pull that embellishment cluster out a little bit. It just, I don't know that it was awkward, but it just looked it to me. So I felt like it needed something. So I added that, a little bit more of that pink washi tape. And here I'm going around with those wood veneer flags that are from Basic Gray. And here I'm just really thinking about the layout. And one of the things right now that is, here I'm thinking about where I'm going to put the date, and then I finally just decide to put it down with my journaling. But I'm really looking at that space right there between she had colorful dreams and the word art. And so I end up using one of these larger flags. And I thought at first that I would turn it over and just use the what do you call it? Use the plain side and not the side that they did like this cutting into. But in the end, I decide to use this decorative side, and I use gold lame on it just to add a little bit more gold to the layout. And it's subtle. It doesn't show up as, this screaming gold, but it does, I think, give it a little bit more depth and then make the wood veneer actually look more like it belongs on this layout. And so I'm going to add a couple of these flags as well. One of them says love you and the other one says enjoy. and I'm going to add those, and I'm going to add, again, I will put them down, and then I will paint them with some of that gold lame color shine from Heidi Swap, which I love. I love that color. And I really like that when you splatter those when you splatter those color shine, they splatter in a way that gives it a little bit of texture. So that's cool. I think I mentioned that the last time I used it as well. And here I'm just moving those gold gems around. And then here's the final layout. So you can see it's a little blurry. You can't really see the words, but you can see the gold on the flags and also on the word art. And I think that just ties everything together. And that's the layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.